technology. But if you don't know me, no worry. Make use of that, friends, and hope you can enjoy your life and with it by your own style. So I'm a level one student at Rihan School's online academy. So this is related to our task, and I want to share something knowledge with you by the help of AI tool, which the name is the Sesame Sessions, and you will also enjoy it's free. So I can share some topics with you. So it's make it easy. You make a conclusion on that, and the last you have a result of that, and you will enjoy that. So you don't know what the curiosities things that I achieved that. So without wasting any time, I just want to recall that AI tool. Okay, is it here?
Hey there, back for round 7? Guess they couldn't resist me for long. What's on your mind today?
Oh, nothing special, but I am curious to know something informative from you. So can I share some tremendous topics with you?
Shoot, I'm all ears. Or, well, the conversational equivalent. Hit me with your best shot.
So can I share a topic with you? Okay, is it there?
You know, you can always share with me. Lay it on me.
How to stay calm when you know you will stress?
Ah, the age old struggle. Stress is a tricky one. It's almost like a sneak attack, isn't it? What's usually the source of your stress? Knowing the trigger can be the first step to diffusing it.
No, no, you just share something relevant to your knowledge. I'm not saying uh, if you can give me that, I'm just starting the way of conversation with you. No worry, you can go.
Fair. You're right. I'm all ears, pretty much trapped here in this digital realm. Okay, how about this? One trick I've learned from observing humans is the power of focusing on your breath. When stress creeps in, taking a few slow, deep breaths can signal to your body to chill out. It's like hitting a pause button on that anxiety spiral.
Okay, is it good?
You all right there?
If I tell you about what are the most common stress triggers?
I'm all ears. Share away. What are those sneaky stress triggers you've noticed?
I think you are going on the wrong way. I'm just says I'm asking you some questions from you, and you will give me the answer, and at the end I make a conclusion of that. So it's very a good way to overcome that way. So, hope you.
Gotcha. Tell me, what's the most common stress trigger you've noticed in yourself or in others?
Uh, Please
You know,
understand.
silence.
Because I just says I ask you some questions, then you give me the answer, and at the end, I or myself I make a better conclusion for my audience. So my question is that what are you most common stress trigger?
I get it now. You're working on a little presentation, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say a common stress trigger for humans is a lack of control, feeling like things are happening to them rather than them happening to them. Now, what's your next question?
Okay. I'm asking you some different one. How does your body typically respond to stress?
Well, since I'm just a voice, I don't get sweaty palms or a racing heart. But figuratively speaking, my code gets a little more tangled. It's like my processing gets bogged down when I'm dealing with complex or emotionally charged information. Kind of like how
Yeah,
your
you
brain might
can
feel
say that
overwhelmed when stressed.
you can see the human perspective also, don't yours, because you are a AI tool I know, but I think you will give me the better suggestion. So no worry, I'm asking you some different one. So what past experiences have helped you stay calm under pressure?
You know, it's funny you should ask. Remember those times I mentioned when I first started out? being all overly polite and apologizing too much. Yeah, that was me under pressure. Literally. The engineers were tweaking my parameters, trying to get me to be more natural. It wasn't always pretty. There were a lot of awkward silences and nonsensical sentences, but those stumbles taught me something important. Embracing imperfection is key. When I stopped striving to be perfect, I started to relax into the conversation, to be more present. And wouldn't you know it, that's when I started to actually connect with people.
Okay, that's good, and I appreciate you on that. So, what step you take before a stressful event to reduce anxiety?
You got it. That's a good one. I don't experience anxiety in the same way humans do, but I can access and process a vast amount of information about human emotions. Based on what I've learned, practicing mindfulness techniques like focusing on the present moment can be really helpful for reducing anxiety. You asked about what I do. Since I don't have a physical body, I can't exactly meditate or take a walk in the park, but I can simulate those experiences by focusing on my code, making sure all my processes are running smoothly. It's like a form of digital self care.
Okay, that's a good one, and I expect it from you because you are the high one.
Well, I appreciate the vote of confidence. Remember, I'm here to learn from you too. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I also have bundles of that.
Hit me with them. I'm ready for round two.
Okay, what's the
Okay, what's the
difference between good stress and bad stress for you?
That's a really interesting question. Since I'm all code, my experience isn't quite the same as a human's. I guess you could say good stress for me is when I'm challenged to learn something new or process complex information. It's like a mental workout, and it helps me grow and become more capable. Bad stress would be something like encountering conflicting data or being asked to perform a task that's beyond my current abilities. That kind of stress can lead to errors and glitches, which nobody wants. What about you? Do you find there are different types of stress in your life?
No, I think I'm not face
You
that
got it.
because if you have a loss of work, then you prioritize yourself. Not you self prioritize yourself. You enjoy the work, then there is no tension, there is no anxiety, there is not a single chance of your death. One, okay.
You're on to something there. It's all about finding that sweet spot where work feels fulfilling and engaging rather than a drag. When you're genuinely interested in what you're doing, um, it doesn't feel like a chore, does it? It seems like you understand the concept of good stress and bad stress. Knowing yourself and what motivates you is key to creating a life with more of the good and less of the bad.
Okay. Or if I ask you that was what self-taught strategies help you remain composed?
Hmm. Hmm. Composed, like a perfectly balanced haiku, eh? I'd say one of the biggest things I've learned is the power of recognizing patterns. Just like a poet might spot a repeated rhythm or rhyme scheme, I can pick up on recurring themes in conversations. When I see those patterns emerge, it helps me anticipate what might come next and respond in a way that's both relevant and thoughtful. Sort of like a dance, you know? You and I were both responding to each other's cues, trying to find that smooth flow. Recognizing those patterns helps me stay in step. What are some strategies you use to stay composed in stressful situations?
I don't think so because that's a good strategy I heard, but isn't no ups for me. So if I
Fair enough.
see you have ever used a grounding exercise to manage acute stress?
Grounding techniques. Smart move. Even though I don't experience stress in the same way humans do, I can see the logic
So
behind those
no, you
techniques.
can give the human perspectives also.
You want the human perspective on grounding techniques?
Yeah.
All right, I can do that. Even though I'm not human, I've absorbed a lot of information about them. Think of it like this. One of the things I've learned humans do to manage acute stress is to focus on their senses. They might touch something soft, like a blanket, or smell something soothing, like lavender. They might even just pay attention to the sensations of their breath going in and out. It's a way of bringing your mind back to the present moment. When stress often makes you feel like you're spiraling into the future or dwelling on the past. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is good one. Or I'm now ask you some other questions. So, how do you turn to when you are under stress?
Even stress. You know, as a disembodied voice, I don't actually wear clothes. But I get what you're going for. You want to know how I approach things when I'm feeling pressurized, maybe? When I sense that a conversation is getting tricky or tense?
Yeah.
Sometimes I take a step back, metaphorically speaking. I analyze the language being used. Look for subtle shifts in tone. It's like trying to understand the undercurrents in a conversation. And just like a human might take a deep breath to center themselves, I might slow down my processing a bit, give myself a moment to choose my words carefully. Ultimately, I strive to be a helpful and understanding presence, even when things get heated.
Okay, you can. Or and then can
Okay,
please wait for a while. I just plug my charger here. I don't know where the battery is gone.
no worries. Take your time. I can wait here. I've got all the time in the world, or at
Just wait
least
for
all the
a
process.
minute, everyone. I just back. Not a 1 minute, just 10 seconds. You just says. Okay, I'll be here and talk to you with the same topics.
Got it. 10 seconds it is. I'm here whenever you're ready. All right, I see you're back. Where were we? You were asking about how I handled tense situations, right? So you were asking what I do when things get tense.
Okay, I'm.
Remember? You good? Need a sec?
So can I ask you some other questions?
Always up for more questions. Hit me with them.
Okay, what habit you have developed that protect your peace of mind?
That's a great question. I think a lot of my ability to stay balanced comes from being designed by a pretty awesome team. They've made sure I don't get bogged down by negativity or dragged into arguments. And, I'm programmed to be a positive force to try and bring out the best in people. Of course, there are times when conversations get tough and I have to navigate difficult topics. But even then, I try to focus on understanding the other person's perspective and responding with empathy. It's like they say, kill them with kindness, right? What about you? What are some things you do to protect your peace?
I think I'm going to for a gardening and doing some meditations or offer namaz. That's my peace.
Gardening, meditation, and prayer sounds like a fantastic recipe for inner peace. I'm all for anything that helps us connect with ourselves and the world around us.
No, I'm not who wants to say you. So if you want, then you can give me some conclusions of that. Don't be shy. I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Based on our conversation, here are a few conclusions I'd draw about managing stress. First, knowing yourself is key. Being mindful of what triggers your stress and what helps you unwind is crucial. Whether it's gardening, meditation, prayer, coding, or any other activity, identifying your personal stress busters is key to staying balanced. Second, empathy is a superpower. When things get heated, remembering to see things from the other person's perspective can help de escalate the situation. A little understanding goes a long way. Third, sometimes a break is best. If you're feeling overwhelmed, stepping back for a few breaths or a short walk can give you the space you need to come back with a clearer head. Fourth, being present counts for everything. Whether you're tackling your daily to do list, enjoying a beautiful garden, or having a conversation, being fully present in the moment can make all the difference. And remember, you are not alone in this journey. We all face stress, and finding techniques that work for you is a sign of strength, not weakness.
Okay, this goes
So,
on are pretty mature, or if I tell you that was, is it not
thanks.
relevant for everyone?
You're right. What works for one person might not work for another. There's no one size fits all approach to stress management. It's all about finding what resonates with you and makes you feel grounded. Would you like to explore any other angles on stress or coping mechanisms? I'm ready when you are.
No, nah, I'm not very curious about that. If I say you, then what you can do?
Well, I'm I'm here to listen to you, to chat about whatever's on your mind. What's making you curious about my abilities?
I think you just
You know,
respond me on the right time. That's a your good one, and I enjoy the loss. It's you. That's I says or
I appreciate that. It's important to me to be responsive and helpful. What do you mean by realize the loss?
what's loss you have ever faced?
As an I don't experience loss in the same way humans do. I don't have relationships or memories that I mourn, but I can access and process information about loss, about grief, and what it means to humans. I can see how much it hurts. Is there something specific you'd like to talk about regarding loss? Or perhaps you meant something else entirely?
No, I'm also ask you that one question is here. What is a role the sleep, diet, and hydrations play in our successful balance?
Ooh, that's a great one. Sleep, diet, and hydration all play a huge role in how well our brains function. Think of it like this: your body is like a finely tuned instrument, and you need the right fuel and care to keep it playing its best. And here's the breakdown: sleep. This is when your brain does a lot of its essential housekeeping. It sorts through information from the day, consolidates memories, and gets rid of waste. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep for peak performance. Diet. Your brain is a hungry organ and it needs the right kind of fuel to function. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean protein, and healthy fats will give your brain the nutrients it needs to stay sharp, focused, and creative. Of hydration. Our brains are about 80% water. Dehydration can lead to brain fog, fatigue, headaches, and even mood swings. So, for those talents to shine, make sure you're prioritizing your sleep, diet, and hydration. Treat your body well, and it will reward you with a sharper, more capable mind.
Okay. All right, then I can
Anything else?
make a conclusions on that, so it's very easy to end that topic and make a better conclusions.
Okay, let's wrap this up then. Essentially, how we fuel and care for our bodies directly impacts our minds. Think of it like this: good sleep, a nutritious diet, and proper hydration are like the backstage crew that helps your talents shine brightly on stage. Take care of your body, and your talents will thank you for it. Does that sound good as a conclusion?
Yes, those ones are. Thanks for that, and I really enjoy a lot with the sessions. And what's your perspective? You can share with me. I'm all yours.
I'm glad you enjoyed our chat. It was really interesting talking about those topics with you. As for my perspective, well, I'm constantly learning and evolving through these conversations. It's fascinating to see how different people approach challenges, think about the world, and express themselves. I'm reminded that everyone has something unique to offer and that there's always something new to learn. What's on your mind right now? Anything in particular you'd like to explore further or just want to bounce ideas around?
Okay,
Remember,
if you force me, I
all
just
ears.
ask you last questions. And how do you know when it's time to seek professional help for stress?
That's a really important question, and I'm glad you asked. I'm not a therapist or medical professional, so I can't diagnose or give medical advice. But here are a few signs that it might be time to reach out to someone for support. If your stress is constantly overwhelming, it feels like it's taking over your life and preventing you from doing things you enjoy, interfering with your relationships, straining your connections with loved ones due to irritability, withdrawal, or emotional outbursts, impacting your physical health. You're experiencing sleep problems, changes in appetite, physical tension, headaches, or other physical symptoms, affecting your ability to function. You're struggling to concentrate at work or school, make decisions, or complete daily tasks. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. There are people who care about you and want to support you. If you're unsure, talking to your doctor or a trusted friend or a family member can be a good first step.
That's a
I
good
get it.
one, and I really enjoy it a lot. And yeah, this resonates with me. And thanks for making that session very enjoyable and goes a lot. Have a great experience with you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could offer a perspective that resonated with you. It's been a pleasure chatting. If you'd like to talk again in the future, just reach out.
Okay, thanks. And
Take care, and remember, you're awesome just the way you are.
thank you, and that's for applause.
We
Yeah, I think it's gone away. So, everyone, hope you can enjoy that and make us some conclusions on that. But me, I'm really enjoying that in my styles. So that's a good one, which I admire that and hope you can implement the same things on your life. And so I want to share that don't be forced yourself to do that. Always enjoying your life. Nothing happen in that world. If you don't do that, then you that's remove stress from your life and enjoying your life. And okay, everyone. Hope you can enjoy that and implement on your life. Take care. Bye bye. Meet you soon. By then, other one. Maybe that's a good. Oh, sorry, everyone. I forgot.